Hey researchers, welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Anshika and in today's video we are going to discuss about types of validity and we are going to study about all the types of validity with the help of the illustrations or example. So stay tuned till the end. So first of all, let's understand the meaning of the term validity. It tells how accurately a method measures what it claims to measure, right? If, for example, if a weighing machine is there, right? Now, what it claims is weighing machine tells us whatever we are going to measure on the weighing machine, it is going to accurately tell the weight of certain object, okay, or item, isn't it? So let's understand this with the help of an example. There is a weighing machine. Okay, I put 5 grams of rice on it and the weight my weighing machine tells me 5 grams. Okay, so next what I do is that I put 10 grams of rice on the weighing machine. Now the result that weighing machine gives me 10 grams. I can say that my weighing machine is valid. Clear? However, if weighing machine is there, okay, and I put 5 grams of rice on it and the weight my weighing machine gives me 2 grams. Next time I put 10 grams of rice on it and the weight that gives me is 7 grams. This means my weighing machine is not valid. Why? Because what it claims to measure is the weight of the item of the object and it is not giving me the correct measurement. This is the meaning of validity. That means what your instrument claims to measure, whether it does or not. Clear? Now, how can we measure the validity? Statistically, we can measure it through Pearson correlation coefficient and Cronbach alpha. So, these can be computed in MS Excel and SPSS. I hope this is clear. Beyond that, validity should be your sound, correct and acceptable. Right? Then we have is the types of validity. These are the various types of validity. We are going to discuss this one by one. Okay? Now the first type of validity is the face validity. This is the weakest and the simplest form of validity. Now what it does is that it sees on the face or appearance, it measures the validity. Okay, let's take an example. If I am measuring the, say, quantitative aptitude of university students, okay, I make a questionnaire. My questionnaire should include certain topics, say calculus, then it can include trigonometry, right? So complex mathematical questions should be asked to the university students to compute their quantitative aptitude. Okay, just by giving it a glance, if my questionnaire includes certain questions of, say, calculus, trigonometry, I can say yes, this test is valid to compute the quantitative aptitude of the university students. However, if the questionnaire includes questions simply based on, say, plus and minus, then whether my questionnaire is valid to compute the quantitative aptitude of university students? No. Okay. So what is the face validity? Face validity is the test that measures your instrument based on its appearance, whether it is actually measuring what it intends to measure or not. I hope it is clear. Okay, now this is the weakest form of validity. I told you one thing. Second thing is that it is based on subjectivity. Okay, this subjectivity means it varies from person to person. Why? Because for me, certain questions should be included in the questionnaire, and another person may say these questions are not important and some other type of questions should be included in the questionnaire. So this is subjective in nature, and this is not based on any statistical analysis, right? Thus there is a lot of risk in face validity. But remember that face validity is the basic form of validity, and it should be used initially for reviewing your method or methodologies, right, in research. And once you measure your instrument through face validity, certain next complex type of validity can be used, like construct validity or the content validity. We are going to study the complex validities as well, right? Now the next type of validity is the content validity. As the name suggests, if you are using say any type of instrument, this should include all the aspects of that particular topic, construct or behavior that you are going to measure and you are going to collect the data for, right? So in this, remember that all the aspects should be covered. Okay, we are going to understand this with the help of an example as well. We can say that high content validity indicates test fully covers the topic, right? However, lower results suggest that the test is not valid, right? Now, if I say I want to measure the language aptitude of a person, okay, so I say that there are 4 aspects over here. First aspect could be reading. A person should be efficient in reading that language, okay. Then we have writing. A person can accurately write that language. Then we have speaking, whether a person can speak that language or not. And last is the listening, right? How well he understands the language, right? Listening. Now, if my questionnaire includes only these 3 aspects, that is reading, writing and speaking, for measuring the language aptitude of a person, whether my questionnaire is valid or not? No, because it is not covering all the contents. However, if the questionnaire includes all the 4 aspects, including listening as well, then we can say yes, there is a high content validity of my questionnaire. So these kind of validity can be checked from an expert only, because an expert has the knowledge of certain topic, okay, or behavior we can say, right? I hope this is clear to you guys. Now the next type of complex validity is the construct validity. Now, as the name very suggests, that construct, that means you make a new instrument or method to measure your data, right? Now, example could be, if I want to measure say customer satisfaction, right? Customer satisfaction I want to measure. How can I measure the customer satisfaction and what all aspects should be there? It could be through product performance, right? Then features of the product, then overall experience, and irrelevant factors such as price perception should be excluded from the questionnaire. only the relevant aspect should be covered in the questionnaire or your instrument. This is the construct validity. You construct or make some instrument, new instrument, right? By keeping in view all the aspects of certain topics. Clear? Now in this type of validity we have two types further. One is the convergent validity and another one is the divergent or discriminant validity. So these two types of validity are opposite to each other. Okay. Now the convergent validity shows that whether a test that is designed to measure a particular construct correlates with the other tests that assess the same construct. Now example could be, I am measuring one topic, that is anger. I can measure it through observation method and I can measure it through questionnaire method. Now if the results from both the methods are same, I can say that my instrument has the convergent validity. So there has to be high correlation between two types of methods that is measuring the same aspect. I hope this is clear. Convergent validity. Okay. Divergent or discriminant validity is opposite of that of the convergent validity. Now, if I say that there are two things. One is the security and another one is the loneliness. Now, if one person has high security, whether he is going to feel lonely? No, he will not. So, the correlation between these two is very less. Right? So, there is very less correlation between these two aspects. This is the divergent or discriminant validity. Okay. Now, let's understand this theoretically. Discriminant or divergent validity shows whether two tests that should not be highly related to each other are indeed unrelated. So, that means there is low correlation or no correlation between two tests. Clear? So the next type of validity is the criterion validity. Okay, over here we compare the test scores, right? We measure the test scores with that of the already set criteria or standards, right? At present or in future. Right? When we compare two scores in present, this is known as concurrent validity. And when we measure two scores in future, so this is the predictive validity. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. Concurrent validity over here, okay, say for the admission in university. There is certain entrance test, there are certain marks of entrance test, right? And the scores already obtained by the students in previous subjects, right? So, if we compare these two, right, at the present, this is the concurrent validity, right? And predictive validity is that demonstrate when a test can predict future performance. Now, if we take the entrance test of the student, okay, the result of the entrance test tells us whether the student is going to perform good or not in the future, right? So this is the predictive validity. We predict and compare two scores, that is present score and the future score. And what is concurrent? We measure two test scores, right, currently, presently. Clear? Now next type of validity is internal validity. Internal validity is the degree to which studies evidence supports cause and effect claim. Okay, let's understand this with the help of an example. Now, if I want to recruit a person in bank, okay, I take his test based on his mathematical aptitude, okay, and finance aptitude, banking aptitude. Okay, why? Because these questions are related to banking, that will be used in banking. However, if I give him questions whether he is physically fit or his physical stamina, so is there any validity between banking skills and physical fitness or stamina? No. So internal validity gives you the cause and effect relationship. I hope this is clear. Okay, so next type of validity is the external validity. Now, external validity is a kind of validity that generalizes your results to other studies, right? Over here in external validity, we have two types. One is population and another one is ecological. Now, population validity is whether you can generalize your research outcomes to other kind of population or group or not. If I say I measure the customer satisfaction, right, in North India, whether I can generalize my results to entire India or not is the population validity. Clear? And ecological validity is that the findings can generalize to additional situations or settings. Additional situations could be weather, okay, environmental conditions, so on and so forth. I hope this is clear to you guys. Now, next type of validity is the item validity. Over here we see that the measurement instrument covers all the items. All the relevant items are being covered in our instruments to collect the data. Clear? Now, the last type of validity is sampling validity. Taking the same example, I want to measure the language aptitude of a person, right? We have four aspects: reading, writing, speaking and listening. So, for all these aspects, I am taking 5 questions each. So, this means all the aspects have adequate sampling. It is representing adequate sampling, right? However, if I take only one question of listening, whether I can say that it equally represents my sample? No. Right? So that is it for today, guys. I hope you have learned something. If yes, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day.